on the website. So if you want to immediately get a completion point for this model, you can solve it in Model Monday Live, but you could also solve it over here on the website. It's the same drawing, same answer. So once you get it in Model Monday Live, you can also enter in your answer over here on the website. Here we can see TooTallToby.com is the website. You can sign up totally for free. And when you sign up for free, what you're able to do is you're able to utilize the library of 2D to 3D CAD challenges. So you can see all these 2D to 3D CAD challenges that we've got here. There's over 280 challenges at this point, I think. I think we just crossed over 280, right? 289, wow. We're closing in on 300. So what you can do here is you can go to TooTallToby.com, and then up at the top, if you have a free account, you can access these challenges up here, the featured challenges. This month, the featured challenges, or this week, the featured challenges are sponsored by some upcoming SolidWorks training that we've got. So if you want to check out some sweet SolidWorks training, you can check it out here. But you can see here that the challenge is called 26-02-02. Click here to practice. And we go. Guys, look, nobody's done this yet because I just posted it. Nobody's had a chance to do this one yet. So here we go. Click here to begin. And my name's Toby. I'm using Onshape. I'm from the United States. And 3, 2, 1, go. So what the question here is, what is the mass of this part in XXXXX grams? And we're going to type that in over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 grams. Nope, that's not correct. I always like to fire in a guess there just to kind of see if I can maybe get it right just by guessing. So the question here is, what is the mass of this part in XXXX? I don't know, 5 place precision. And let's get into it here. So anytime I go to create a model in 3D CAD, the first thing that I do is I start out by kind of asking myself, what is my game plan for this model? And I think that in the case of this model, I'm going to discretize this model. Now, when I say discretize, what I mean is I'm going to break up the model into a few different sections. So I think that the first section that I'm going to break up this model into is going to be this lower section down here. There's like a hex and then another hex. And then I've got, so down here, got like a hex and then another hex. And then I've got this upper section. I've got a hex here and a hex up here. And then I've got a blend between those two. So that's going to be a loft. So I think those kind of jump out at me as immediately being solvable and being solvable pretty easily. After I've got those sections done, then what I can do is I can start to attack this section here. And you can see that that cage area has been isolated for clarity to make it a little bit easier to understand what's going on with this model. So the cage area has been isolated for clarity. I'm going to go through this cage area here, and I'm going to try to model that up and come up with the correct mass of that cage area, which it's kind of an interesting shape there. I think what I'll do is I'll extrude that and then I'll shell it, and then I'm going to punch these windows through. And then finally, I'm going to finish up with this upper area. I would call this upper area the revolved areas. So we've got this revolved sphere here, and then we've got this revolved ring here. Call that the revolved area. One thing that you'll notice here is that there's a call out here that says window cuts are 90 degrees from the angled face. And then you can also see we've got this thing called an auxiliary view here helping to illustrate the window cuts. So you can see here that when we're looking in on those window cuts, we're really looking dead on at those windows cut. There's no angle or anything when we're looking in on those. And then that's confirmed up here in the section view that those are coming dead on, from right here. We got a 90-degree angle. So basically what that's saying is that we create the sketch here on this surface, and then we'll do an offset entities, offset here, offset these entities to get that 6 millimeters for that window shape. Finally, we notice here that when this thing is being extruded, it's going to be extruded with 8 degrees worth of draft. So that's something else that we want to think about as we get into that part of the design. So that is our game plan. Now that we've got that game plan, let's move this over here, and we're going to go into Onshape, and I'm going to choose to create this document in the public space. So if you ever are looking for this document, you can find it. You can find it in the public space by searching this text string. I'm going to say create public document, and this is a model in millimeters. So you want to make sure that you're working with the correct unit system. So you can see here that we've got our hamburger menu, workspace units, millimeters. So we're good there. Top plane, S key, begin a sketch, N key to get normal to. S key, I'm going to jump into my polygon tool, single click here on the origin, move my mouse, single click, let go of my mouse, enter for the number of sides. And then that first hex is going to be at 150. It's kind of like the outer hex on the bottom. Single click here, move my mouse, single click again, enter to get the number of sides. And then I'm going to type in that second one, 115. That's the next one that's down there. Enter. And then what I could do is I could do one more hex down here, single click, move my mouse, single click, let go of my mouse, enter. And this one's going to have a hex size of 100. So that gets me that 115, that 150, 115, and 100 that are down at the bottom. I think I'm going to save these guys up here for a second sketch. So now that I've got those hexes in place, the last thing I need to do is just come in here to Onshape, hit escape, pick this line H, pick this line H, pick this line H, S key, extrude, and this extrude's going to go to a depth of 12, but it's not going to be the entire sketch here. I'm going to press the space bar, and then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to choose this guy, and this guy, get all three of them. They're going to come up to a height of 12. Once I'm done with that extrusion, I'm going to show the sketch again, because I want to use that sketch a second time. So S key, extrude. Now, again, here I can press the space bar, and that way I can just choose these regions. And then for the height of that second one, I'm going to say that's going to go to 12, but it's going to start with a starting offset to an entity of this face here. So that gives me those first two hexes down at the bottom. Now for the hexes up top, I'm going to create a new sketch plane. So I'm going to click this plane here, S key, plane, and then the height of that plane is going to be at 150 from the base. Okay, so that's this dimension right here, 150 from that base. And so now that I've got that that location there, S key, begin to sketch, N key to get normal to, S key, polygon, single left click, move my mouse, single left click, let go of my mouse, and then I'm going to press enter for 6. Whoops. Enter for 6, and then I'm going to type in the hex there, which is going to be 165. That's a larger one. Single left click, move my mouse, single left click, let go of my mouse, enter for 6, and then for that smaller hex that's up top, that's going to be 50. Hit escape, click this line, H key for horizontal, H key for horizontal, S key, extrude, and now this one's going to come up to a height of 12, and again, I'm going to make sure that I include that inner hex as well. And now I'm going to take that sketch and show it again, and I'm going to maybe click in this region here, you can pre-select as well, S key, extrude, and now this one is going to go to a height of 12, but I'm going to go down here to starting offset, and the starting offset here is going to be at 52 plus 12. And that way I get that hex that's up top there that is at 50 hex, it's 12 millimeters high. And so what this did was it set me up now to create the loft here, because when we're creating a loft, we can loft from a face to a face and blend those two together, and that's going to be an add so that it merges in with this body and this body. I'll click on those bodies and I'll merge those all together, and there we go. That creates that loft. Now, that not only sets me up with that upper region of the model, but it also sets me up to do my extrude from this third and final hex that I've got down here in this original sketch. So I can again choose that kind of inner region, S key, extrude. This extrude is going to start from an offset at an entity, which is going to be this face here, and then this extrude is going to go up to an entity, so it'll go up to face, up to this face here, and then this extrude is going to have some draft. So down here we got this option for draft, and we're going to have 8 degrees of draft on that extrusion. I'm going to do this as a new body because that way I can hide these original bodies and really focus in on this new body. So in this new body, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shell this body here, and I'm going to say that's going to shell to a wall thickness of 7 millimeters. And then once I've got that shell there at that wall thickness of 7 millimeters, I'm going to pick this face here, which is on the front of the model, begin a new sketch, and jump into the offset command. And then I'll pick that entire face. And this is the cool thing in Onshape. When you offset, you can just pick the entire face. So I'll reverse the direction so it's going the right way. Left click to accept the direction. And then the offset distance is going to be 6, enter, and then S key, extrude. And this is going to be a remove. And I'll probably just dump this out to like 12 millimeters, just a little bit beyond whatever the wall thickness is of the shell. Now, this is where it gets kind of interesting because now I'm going to create a circular pattern of that feature. And so what I need is some kind of an axis coming up through the middle of the part. And I figured that at this point, if I'm already going to be creating an axis for that circular pattern, I may as well incorporate some of these dimensions so that I can reuse that axis when it comes to creating these features. So I'm going to create a line to use for the axis of the circular pattern. I'm going to create it on the right plane. S key, begin to sketch, S key, line. I'm going to start down here at the origin with that line and create a line that comes up here from the origin. Going to make sure that it's vertical, and I'm going to type in that height of 257, and then I'm going to create another line here that comes up a little bit further, and then I'll just add a dimension to that line as well and give that a dimension of 290. So I'm capturing these two dimensions down here, this 257 and this 290, because I know I need an axis to revolve about anyway. I may as well just use that same axis for this layout sketch. Now, I know you Onshape guys are going to say, you know, instead of revolving about a line, you could revolve about a mate connector, and that's fine. I could do that as well. I'm sure that that's a solution as well. Basically, anytime I do anything in Onshape, I get a comment in the YouTube comments, which I love. I absolutely love getting these comments. Don't get me wrong. It makes me smile every time. But I get a a reminder that a lot of times I go the long way around because I'm not a master yet at working with meat connectors. So I love getting that feedback, and please keep it coming because I'm going to start working those meat connector shortcuts into my workflows. But for now, I'm going to stick with the old way, and I'm going to say circular pattern, and I'm going to say features to pattern. The feature, I'll pick on a face here of the feature. The axis of the pattern will be this axis here. 6 instances for that pattern, and there we go, a feature pattern. Make sure you remember when you're doing that pattern, you have to come up here and fly out this menu, and that way you can choose feature pattern. And then also as a shortcut, remember you can click on a face or a face of the feature here. You don't have to pick it from the tree. Okay, now we can show these other 2 bodies. These other 2 bodies are now looking good. We could actually take all this stuff and combine it together. So what I'm doing is I'm picking all the parts here in the parts list, and then I'm doing a right-click Boolean union check mark. Okay, and there we go. There we've got all those. Be careful when you do that. If you choose the option for keep tools, then you get kind of like a doubled result. You get an extra body here that's doubled up on all those existing bodies. So when you do that Boolean, make sure you don't choose keep tools. That way you don't get that extra body over top of all the existing bodies. And now I can show that sketch again that I used for the layout, and I can go to the right plane again, begin a sketch, orient my view, and I can create a circle here, right here, dead on at that at the center point of that sphere. And that circle is going to have a diameter of 25. And it looks like this is telling me that I did something wrong because that obviously is not correct for the location of this revolve. So let's figure out what we're doing wrong here. Let's get this circle kind of locked in here. And don't want this to be midpoint here. I could drop it up here. I'll just revolve this since I'm already in here. But obviously I did something wrong here. So axis of revolution will be this guy here. There we go. There is our sphere shape. And let's go back to that sketch and take a look at it. Whoops, go back to this sketch and take a look at it. So we have our 257, 290. So that all looks good. So it must be something a little bit earlier with my offsets. Looks like the cage area is a little bit too short. I suspect that's where I went wrong. So this sketch here, this is at 150. Should be 150, not from the top plane, but 150 from this face here. That's the mistake that I made. Okay, so not from the top plane, 150 from that face there. There we go. There we go. There we go. Everything resolved. And then for this revolve, I would say I want that to be an add instead of a new, and merge with all to merge that into the rest of the body. One final feature here. We'll go right plane, begin a sketch, get normal 2. That's the N key to get normal 2. Single click here, create a construction line. Single click up here above this thing and make that a diameter of 7. Make sure that has a dimension that goes from the outside of that arc to the center line and then cross over the center line. That's our 65 OD. And now we can turn that into a revolve. And there we go. That should be pretty close. P to hide our plane, Shift P to hide all of our construction geometry. You can right click here and go to edit appearance. The customers always like it when you edit the appearance. And then we can assign the material. So right click here on the name of the part. We can say assign material. And this is going to use a material from the TTT materials library. There's a custom materials library. And I'll include a link in the highlight video on how to get this material. And this is plain carbon steel. And we hit the green check mark and 10478. I'm going to go with 10478. Let's go. Let's go. We did it. Congratulations, us. We did it. And so that is how you can solve that model using Onshape. If you guys enjoyed that challenge, be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to let me know down in the comments if you liked that one. But that is how you can solve that thing using Onshape. Kind of blast through it. And oh, hey guys, look! It looks like we got it fixed. Thank you so much to the production team for working in the background and getting that fixed. It is fixed now, so you can now go to the site and you can actually log in here. Now, before you submit your answer, maybe let the timer run out like 20 seconds or so, because if you answer too quickly, then your time won't show up on the leaderboard. I'll fix that as well in just a moment, but you can see here that if you let this run out for a little bit, then you can confirm that you got the correct time and you can get your first point on the leaderboard. So 10478 and enter, and yes, we did it. It's going to kind of mess up the analytics here a little bit, but thank you guys. Thank you to whomever went in and fixed it. Thank you to the production team, and I will fix that as well.